Hello, thank you all for being here. I now call the January 27th, 2026 San Diego County Board of Supervisors regular meeting to order. Many of you may have noticed on your way into the county building that the county and American flags are at half staff. I ordered that on all county property over the weekend to show our mourning and real alarm regarding the tragic shooting deaths of Minnesota's residents Renee Good and Alex Jeffrey Preddy by federal immigration and customs enforcement officers known as ICE. Today, during this time of crisis, we stand in solidarity with the people of Minnesota as they ask for accountability for these horrific and unnecessary acts of violence. This incident creates concern regarding a constitutional breakdown, which we cannot ignore. Under the board's rules, speakers may not use loud, shouting, threatening, impertinent, slanderous, profane, or abusive language to any member of the board, staff, or the general public. All remarks and questions must remain on topic during the duration of your speaking time and must be addressed to the board and not to county staff. Any speaker who engages in comments that break these rules will be issued a warning, and after one warning, you will be asked to leave the chamber for the remainder of the meeting. For any discussion item with 10 or more speakers, individuals will have 1 minute to share their opinion at the chair's discretion. The audience members may not whistle, clap, stomp feet, or do anything that disrupts the proceedings. If you disrupt our meeting or violate the rules, you will be given a warning. After that warning, if you disrupt the meeting again, you will be directed to leave the chamber for the remainder of the meeting. And let me just remind folks to please abide by our board's rules of procedure while you're here, which partly means many things, and not disrupting the proceedings is one of them. That means no clapping, no cheering. If you want to show support, you can do it. You can twinkle and show nonverbal support like a Quaker. Thank you.
Hear from the next caller.
Hey, it's Truth. Hello to the county leering center full of fraud and corruption. People paying property taxes is critical for the budget, so why is Manuela still delinquent on her taxes? Budget priorities: reduce the budget, refund the savings, and prioritize American citizens, not illegal aliens. Sue Newscum for creating a $22 billion deficit. It can't blame Trump for that. Eliminate budget-eating project labor agreements. Build sidewalks, crosswalks, and storm infrastructure for Spring Valley. Clean Smuggler's Gulch more than once a year. No more raiding the reserves for union bonuses and other conflict of interest BS. Eliminate all funding to grifting NGOs like SBCS, Catholic Charities, Alliance San Diego, ACE, and many more who read scripts while benefiting from human trafficking for California's modern-day slave trade. Prioritize cooperation with ICE to deport illegal aliens like the drunk driver who killed 8-year-old Aria Asensio Cruz in Julian. Defund all programs for illegal aliens and replace it with the Illegal Immigrant Violence Reparation Fund. California does not stand with Minnesota or their terrorists violating our Constitution and attacking our federal law enforcement. The flag is half-mast for the dead budget, if anything.
Thank you.
Today's final adjournment in memory will be presented by Chair Pro Tem Aguirre in memory of Robert Vasquez Sr. and Alex Preddy.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have 2 adjournments tonight. First, I would like to adjourn today's meeting in memory of my friend and community member, Robert Vasquez. He served on Mayor Dedina's advisory committee, helped form the Imperial Beach Democratic Club, and served as its first vice president. My second adjournment and motion to adjourn is in memory of Alex Preddy, Keith Porter Jr., and all the lives lost in the hands of ICE agents. Alex was a 37-year-old intensive care nurse at the Minneapolis Veterans Affair. Keith Porter Jr. was a 34-year-old father whose life was cut tragically short. We also adjourn in memory of the other individuals that have been killed in the hands of the Immigration and Customs Enforcement since 2025. These were people who came to our country seeking safety, opportunity, or a new beginning.
ICE announced it's arrested 4 undocumented immigrants in San Diego with previous convictions of sex crimes against children. Officials say these individual crimes were committed not just in California, but across the nation.
A major bust by immigration officials. 4 undocumented immigrants arrested across San Diego. Immigration officials say the 4 have all been convicted of sex crimes against children.
We are targeting the worst of the worst, and I can't think of anything worse.
ICE officers arrested Eduardo Negrete in this Encanto neighborhood, not far from Encanto Elementary School. Negrete was convicted in 2013 for lewd acts with a child under 14.
Aiden Torres de Paz was playing soccer outside his home Wednesday night when his family says his ball rolled into the street. As he ran after it, officers say 44-year-old Hector Balderas Amador hit him and then took off. Aiden later died at Rady Children's Hospital.
The man accused of hitting and killing this 11-year-old boy in Escondido pleaded not guilty in court. We've also learned the driver is in the country illegally, and federal immigration officials say he has been deported 4 times before.
The morning of a holiday meant to do the opposite.
We're not celebrating Thanksgiving like we should be, like a typical family should be right now. It's hard to give thanks today.
The Department of Homeland Security says Mexican national Ezequiel Cruz Rodriguez was taken into custody. Rodriguez was living with his wife, who operates an in-home daycare at the site where the arrest took place. Little Hands Academy Family Care is run by Dulce Villagomez. And has been licensed since 2016. DHS says Rodriguez has 3 prior removals and a criminal record. Federal court records show the 47-year-old was first deported in 1996. He was a registered sex offender at the time after the then 18-year-old was convicted of a lewd lascivious act with a child under 14 years of age.
Rodriguez was first deported in August of 1996. At the time, he was a registered sex offender with the state of California and a member of the San Diego gang Logan Clica. Court records indicate 3 months before being deported, he was convicted of a lewd, lascivious act with a child under 14 years of age. He was sentenced to 6 months in jail and 3 years probation.
Unregistered, convicted child sex offender with prior convictions that include possession of a firearm, DUI, domestic violence, brandishing a firearm, battery, assault, robbery, and illegal reentry after removal.
After being deported in 1996, he was discovered in San Diego a year later. Rodriguez was last removed in December of 2012. Despite a criminal past, removal orders, and multiple returns, you might say Rodriguez was living in plain sight, but the last place you would expect.
The suspect is a 25-year-old with a history of DUIs and entered the country illegally. A military family about to start the next chapter of their lives until a sudden head-on crash killed their 8-year-old daughter. Oscar Cruz Asensio, a Marine stationed at MCAS Yuma, who is preparing to leave the Marine Corps, his wife Jackie, and their 3 kids had their belongings packed in the car as they drove on San Felipe Road in Julian. A Tacoma truck crossed over a set of double yellow lines and crashed into their car. 2 boys, ages 5 and 4, survived, but their older sister died from her injuries. ICE San Diego identified the main suspect, who was driving the Tacoma, as 25-year-old Brian Josue Alva Rodriguez. He is in the country illegally and from Guatemala. ICE says Alva illegally entered the U.S. through the Calexico port of entry in 2018. He was charged with 2 DUIs in 2020 and 2021. In 2023, an immigration judge ordered his deportation, but Alva failed to leave. Court documents showing the charges he's now facing: 1 count of murder for the death of the 8-year-old girl, a count of gross vehicular manslaughter while intoxicated, a count of driving under the influence of alcohol causing injury with a prior DUI within 10 years, and the 4th and final count of driving with a measurable blood alcohol causing injury with a prior DUI. I said in their post, now an innocent life has been lost in a tragedy that could have been prevented.
Instead, they were met with a system that failed to preserve their most basic right, the right to life. I would like to name each of them so they will not be forgotten.
Silverio Villegas Gonzalez, Henry Ruiz Guillen, Sarawit Gezak Dejen, Nicole Rene Good, Maxime Chernak, Juan Alexis Tineo Martinez, Brian Rayon Garzón, Neon Noknu Wen, Marie Ang Blaze, Abelardo Avellaneda Delgado, Jesus Molina Bella, Johnny Novielo, Isidro Pérez, Tien Swan Fan, Lorenzo Antonio Batres Vargas, Oscar Rascón Duarte, Santos Reyes Vanegas, Ismael Ayala Uribe, Norland Guzmán Fuentes, Miguel Ángel García Hernández, Wabin Shehe, Leo Cruz Silva, Hassan Ali Mohamed Saleh, José Castro Rivera, Gabriel García Áviles, Pará Dilah, Geraldo Lunas Campos, Nenko Stanev Ganchev, Miguel Ángel García Hernández, Wabin Shehe, Leo Cruz Silva, Hassan Ali Mohamed Saleh, José Castro Rivera, Gabriel García Áviles, Pará Dilah, Geraldo Lunas Campos, Nenko Stanev Ganchev, Víctor Manuel Díaz, Carlos Roberto Montoya Valdés, Chao Fang Go, Ki Yi Wong, Francisco Gaspar Andrés, Pete Sumalo Montejo, Shiraz Fateh Hala.
In their name, we adjourn.
Okay, thank you very much. With that, the board will be in recess until tomorrow, Wednesday, January 28th at 9 a.m. for our general legislative and land use session.
We'll now hear from the next caller.
Hey, Truth. I noticed in one of Manuela's many anti-law enforcement social media videos that somebody sent me that she whiteified her own last name. She didn't roll the R's. Why is that? Is she afraid of getting deported for entering the country illegally? Is that why she relies on her middle name so ICE can't find her? Because whining about ICE is such a coastal elite position. And Manuela, did your shirt yesterday, did that say ICE, get me out? I'm asking for an IB friend. So I actually want to adjourn today's meeting in memory of Laken Riley, who was brutally assaulted and raped by an illegal alien who stole her right to life. Because if I were to read a list of victims of illegal alien violence, we'd be here all night, and tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day, and the next day.
Word to your mother.
Deport them all. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll hear from our final caller.
Okay, that was so funny. Loved it.
No justice will not be found by this anti-law enforcement board. The County Public Defender's Office continues to have issues, and perhaps that's simply the toxic county culture. Am I wrong or am I right? Of course I'm right. I'm always right. Manuela said herself at Imperial Beach that I'm always right.
Ruth, again, you're always right.
I could play that clip, but instead, I just got to say I love messing with you guys. You know, dance party time. Thank you. Have a good day.